guys, welcome back to SS Multimedia. Sal here. Today we're going to be talking about line segments, rays, and angles. Okay, so objective, understanding what a line segment, ray, and angle is, knowing the different types of angles. Okay, so of course I can't explain line segment, ray, and angle because then I'd just be doing the lesson. Okay, and then different types of angles, there are 3. Okay, and stick with us to find out. Okay, there are 3 different, you can do it. Number 1, first thing we're going to be doing is showing you a model. Okay, they're going to show you all these different things. There's a line, right? We all know what that is. These arrows represent that it goes on forever. Right, so this is a line. Okay, and then the second one, well, has 2 endpoints. It looks like there's 2 points. Right? And it doesn't, and there's no arrows, so does that mean it doesn't go on forever? It doesn't. This one is called a line segment. Okay? And then this one, this has 1 endpoint, but the other side has an arrow. Okay, so what does that mean? Okay? Let's talk about that. This one is called a ray. Okay. So these are what all of them are called. Okay, so first we're going to talk about line segments, and we're going to go thoroughly what they mean. Right? I'm going to go to blue here. I like that color. And now we're going to talk, right? We have a line segment here. Okay, but why isn't there arrows, right? Shouldn't there be something like this? Sure, that still goes on forever? No. Why isn't there? Because it doesn't. It does not go on forever. Okay? Because, so this is a line segment. If you think about it, the second word is segment. Segment means part of something. This is a part of a line. Okay, so if you have a whole line, and this is our line, we're just talking about this little part here, and we're just pushing that up there, and now this is our line segment. But since it's only a part, this segment, this part of the line does not go on forever. So that's why a line segment has 2 endpoints. That is its notable feature that you can tell to separate them out. A line segment has 2 endpoints. Okay? That's what those little endpoints are. Okay? So that is a line segment. Next, we're going to be talking about rays. Okay? Let's go with red here. Okay? A ray, okay, I see 1 endpoint, so I'm going to jot that down. 1 endpoint. Okay, and if you notice, I'm just going to jot down everything I see here, right? And I see an arrow at the end, so what does that mean? Okay, you know what this one is? Again, I'm going to use this, pretend we have another line here. Okay, this is our line. We're going to have 1 endpoint here, and we are just using this portion of the line, right? So this is the endpoint. It can't go on forever on this side. No, it can't. But it is going on forever in this side. And so it goes on forever in one direction, in the other direction it stops. So 1 endpoint goes on forever. One way. There you go. So those are its 2 notable features. It has 1 endpoint. Okay, this is the endpoint there. And it goes on forever 1 way. And not both way, only 1 way. Okay? And now the last thing we're going to be talking about today is an angle. Okay? This should be the most big part of our lesson. Okay? What is an angle? Okay, first we need to know what is an angle. Okay? An angle is 2 rays that share the same endpoint, Okay? And as you can see, I'm still writing while talking. There you go. Share the same endpoint. You can see this is a ray, right? So this one goes on forever in this way, goes on forever this way, right? But it doesn't go on forever both ways. Only this one doesn't go on forever that way. This one doesn't go on forever downwards. So this is an angle. That's what we call an angle. Two rays, okay, make sure it's a ray. If it's a line segment, if it's this, it's not an angle. Okay, that is not an angle. Okay, and if it's two lines, okay, that's also not an angle. It has to be two rays. Two rays that share the same endpoint. See? It only has one endpoint, and they share it. Okay, only then does it become an angle. Right? But now remember, in the beginning, we said there were three types of angles. Now I've drawn them all here. Okay, using a ruler, of course. I could never draw that straight a line. And the first one we're going to be talking about is a right angle. Okay, now how do you know if it's a right angle? What is a right angle? Right? A right angle, okay, means it has 90 degrees. Okay, and what that means is that you have one line. So say this is like, okay, this is 0 degrees. Okay, this is 90 degrees. Okay, see that? So if one is going this way, this one is at 90 degrees, called a 90-degree angle. We call it a right angle. Okay, and now how can you tell, right? It's impossible to judge, right? How you can tell is if you can draw half a square. See this, watch. Since I know it's a right angle, I do this, it works. Right? So if you have, you know what? No, let's not talk about that. So, okay, so we have a half square is how you can tell whether you have a right angle. Okay, but that's just one angle. What about other angles? There has to be more, right? There's a second one. Okay, this one is called an acute angle. Okay? What does that mean? That means it's less than the 90-degree angle, right? Sorry about that. Okay, now we're here. How can we tell? Okay, now I'm going to be going over some of my earlier work. Don't worry about that. How can you tell? Well, because if I draw a 90-degree angle here, I'm going to draw a dotted line so you know it's actually not there. Okay? Now you can see this is less than that. See, there's this big difference here, right? And you can tell that I can't draw a square. If I try to draw a square, it won't work. See that? If I try to draw a square here, it works. Okay, what is this? To show it, you go like this. Okay, it's called an acute angle. Acute angle. Okay, so it's less than 90 degrees. Okay? And now, the last angle we're going to be talking about today. So let me go all the way there. Yes! Okay. Alright guys, so the third angle we're going to be talking about today is an obtuse angle. Obtuse. Okay? Now obviously this one, since I did it a little exaggerated, you should be able to tell the difference, right? For a right angle, you can draw this. For acute, you can draw this. And for obtuse, looks like we can draw something like this, right? Which is what we can do right now, right? If we go here, we can draw almost a whole semicircle, right? And if we draw a semicircle, then that's just a line. If you draw a whole semicircle, that's just a line, right? Now this is an obtuse angle. Okay, so how do we know, right? Without drawing this, how could we tell? Again, same rules like we did with acute angles. You draw with a dotted line a 90-degree angle, right? And then check, okay, this one is farther back, right? So this one is an obtuse angle, right? If this was here, okay, say this was here, you would see, okay, this one's closer that way. This would be an acute angle, right? But it's not, okay? So of course it looks like we did a lot of work. We didn't do much, right? But of course, it does look like we did a lot. Okay, so that is basically how this whole lesson was. Okay, and I'm just going to give you a quick overview here. Okay, a line segment is a segment of a line, a portion of a line with two endpoints. A ray is another portion of a line, which is what has only one endpoint and goes on forever in one direction, and only one direction. And then there are three different angles. The first one is a right angle. The second one is an acute angle. And the third one, which is all the way here, is an obtuse angle. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Keep an eye out for the next videos to come.